I'm Sarah, 31, and I work as an interior designer. My husband Raphael and I bought our forever home 3 years ago, a mid-century ranch tucked into a quiet cul-de-sac where the biggest excitement is whose lawn is the greenest. The house had great bones, but inside it was stuck in the 1970s. Brown carpet, wood paneling, popcorn ceilings, the works. We decided to fix it up slowly, one room at a time, whenever we could afford it. Now, after years of patience, budgeting, and DIY weekends, we were finally down to the most important space, the kitchen. I'd been designing this kitchen in my head since the day we toured the house. I sketched out mood boards on napkins, pinned every possible backsplash on Pinterest, and even collected cabinet handles in a mason jar like they were souvenirs. My vision was clean, warm. Moroccan-style tile for the backsplash, soft under cabinet lighting, pale quartz countertops that reflected sunlight, and custom cabinetry with deep drawers for my cast iron pans. The budget was tight. We'd saved about $27,000 over the last year and a half, but I knew how to stretch it. Then Raphael threw a wrench into everything. He suggested we let his sister help out with the renovation. Avery is 27, and she works as a general contractor's assistant. Depending on who's asking, she's either practically a licensed builder or still figuring things out. Her job history changes as often as her hair color. I've never fully trusted her, especially when she talks like she invented drywall, but Raphael was convinced she'd matured. He said she could help us cut costs and was excited to prove herself. I didn't love the idea, but Raphael and I agreed Avery would only help with demolition and maybe ordering supplies, nothing to do with design choices. That boundary was clear. At least it was supposed to be. Avery showed up to the first workday late, blasting music from her truck and wearing a t-shirt that said "I'm basically the boss." She brought a friend with her, some guy who barely spoke and seemed more interested in scrolling through his phone than doing any real work. Right away, she started suggesting changes. She said the custom cabinets I picked were too expensive and tried convincing Raphael we should just go with a prefab set from a chain hardware store. Her reasoning? It ships faster and leaves room in the budget for other upgrades. I said no, firmly. She nodded like she understood. Then 2 days later, I got home from work and found 3 of my cabinets gone. In their place were mismatched prefab boxes, shorter, flimsier, and already dented. Avery claimed my order was delayed indefinitely, so she took initiative. I checked my email. There were no delays. She hadn't even placed the order. When I confronted her, she smirked and said, "Your budget's too ambitious, Sarah. You're designing for Pinterest, not reality." Raphael tried to smooth it over by saying maybe we could compromise. He suggested we keep the cheaper cabinets just for now and upgrade later. That's when I started documenting everything. I saved emails, took photos, kept every receipt. Something told me Avery wasn't just being sloppy. She was trying to take over the whole project. Then came the tile incident. I had chosen handmade Moroccan-style tiles in muted blues and greens. I had spent weeks sourcing them from a small supplier who works directly with artisans. When they didn't arrive on time, I checked with the supplier. They told me someone had canceled the order. I looked at the invoice history. It had Avery's email on it. Instead, she ordered mass-produced ceramic tiles in a glossy off-white. She stacked the boxes neatly in the garage like it was some kind of gift. When I asked her about it, she said she thought I'd changed my mind and that these are way more versatile. Raphael backed her up again, saying maybe white was a safer choice. I didn't say anything then. I just walked into our bedroom, closed the door, and stared at my original design board. My dream kitchen was being buried under someone else's shortcuts. The final straw happened on a Friday afternoon. I got home early, hoping to get ahead on the weekend's tasks. As soon as